My friends, pay close attention to what I'm about to reveal now, because what happened in the shadows of Azerbaijan and Turkey has just rewritten the spy playbook in the Middle East. The game is over for Iranian intelligence. Mossad, Shin Bet, and the Israel Defense Forces have just made an extraordinary joint announcement, something that rarely happens in the history of Israel. They are not just exposing a terrorist network, they are announcing the systematic dismantling of the elite who were planning global chaos. The secret that no one had the courage to tell you is that the commanders who felt safe inside Tehran had their operations shut down while they were having coffee. The system trembled because the immunity of the Iranian generals evaporated. Now look at the level of the operation. Unit 4000 of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the elite branch for special operations abroad, was simply dismantled. Israel changed the rules of the game. They stopped focusing only on the tip of the spear and went for the brain. Heyman Moghadam and Majid Kademi were neutralized. This means that the architects of the plan were taken off the board. Pay attention to this. Majid was not the one holding the gun, he was the one signing the check and giving the orders. When he falls, the entire terror payroll stops working. This network operated with explosive drones smuggled into Azerbaijan, planning attacks against embassies, synagogues, and even the strategic Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline. But Tehran's fatal mistake was believing that Azerbaijan was neutral ground. What they didn't know is that Mossad turned the porous border with Iran into a gigantic intelligence trap. The precision of the local agents in Baku? It wasn't luck. It was the result of months of infiltration that allowed Israel to identify every face, every address, and every hideout of Division 4000. Dr. Madiake, who thought he was the master of drones in Turkey and Cyprus, found out the hard way that Mossad was already sitting at the table next to him. Normally, the IDF doesn't appear in statements about espionage abroad, but this time the presence of the army alongside Mossad, is that a message of war? That's what the system calls the victory lap. While the world was discussing diplomacy and agreements, the Israeli Air Force was dismantling the terror leaders inside Iranian territory itself. Mohsen Souri, the operative who traveled the world coordinating terrorist cells, was found and neutralized in a hideout that Iran swore was impenetrable. The system trembled because the network, which took decades and billions of dollars to build, was dismantled in weeks. More than 50 attempted global attacks were foiled. Iran tried to surround Israel with a ring of fire, attacking more than 30 embassies since October 2023, but they encountered a wall of intelligence they can't climb. The public exposure of these names and these deaths is the ultimate proof that Israel has regained the strategic initiative. They're no longer waiting for the attack, they're eliminating the threat at its source. So when will the West learn to do the same? Pay attention to the political maneuver behind the weapons. Minister Gideon Sa'ar didn't release this information by accident. Israel is using this victory to deliver a coup de grace to the negotiations between the United States and Iran. The message to Washington was clear. How can you negotiate a nuclear deal with a regime that is, at this very moment, planting explosive drones in embassies and monitoring American bases? The Incirlik base? Unit 4000 is not a dissident group. It's the Iranian state in action. By exposing the depth of this terrorist network, Israel forces the United States to choose between blind diplomacy or the facts. And understand this, Iranian intelligence is blind. Without their main commanders and with their smuggling routes exposed, they went into panic mode, trying to rebuild cells from scratch while Mossad watches every new recruitment. Israel's technological supremacy has turned Tehran's hunters into easy targets. The dismantling of Unit 4000 is a sign that the invisible war has reached a new level. The question that remains is not whether Iran will try to retaliate, but whether they still have anyone with the technical expertise to organize any move, without Israeli intelligence already having mapped out the next step. What I've told you here is just the surface of a war fought in the shadows, where programming code and human infiltration are worth more than 1,000 missiles. What I've told you here is just the surface. If you want to understand what the media hides about these operations and how real intelligence protects your freedom, you need to take the next step. There is a place where censorship doesn't reach, and that's where we continue these topics with the depth they require. The QR code is on the screen right now. The link is in the first pinned comment and in the description. There are more than 3,000 subscribers who keep our content active and independent, so I'll see you there. And if you're tired of whining and the woke culture that has taken over entertainment, I invite you to check out our channel for movies and TV series. There we bring you the best recommendations for you and your family to enjoy, free from indoctrination. Just good stories, including movies and series that portray the operations of Mossad and the CIA inside Iran. There are two amazing series. Tehran is a series on Apple TV and Fauda is available on Netflix. Check out the tips and follow along. The link is showing up on the card and in the comment below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave a like to strengthen this network of freedom. Now, shield your mind. I'm Shimon Oliveira and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.